FIFA for Fun is back with a group stage review.
So everyone thinks France is going to kind of run away with this group.
Definitely.
Do my kids think so too?
Amazing team.
I do think France will finish on top. They have a brilliant young squad. Pogba, Mbappe, Dembele. They have Griezmann leading them in the front. They have a very good defense, and they have a brilliant keeper in Lloris, who sometimes makes a few mistakes, but he's still one of the best in the Premier League.
So I think they're a good side. Definitely, Griezmann is awesome. I think the world of him. Pogba as well, or Pogiba as it's called by the Brazilian commentators. Lloris is good. They have Giroud up front, my favorite. It didn't work out so well with Arsenal according to me. So, but I'm a bit shocked at the people they've kind of left out.
Right.
Lacazette, for example. Martial has been left out.
I would choose Lacazette instead of Giroud any day.
Payet, whether it's injury or whatever. Yes. I'm saying, so despite that, I think they have a good side. I think they are going to top the group. But it's not going to be that runaway procession that everyone seems to predict.
The dominant style.
Yeah. And we've seen with them that when the going is good, we saw them in the last World Cup, Switzerland, for example.
They won that game.
They won that game at a canter, but when the going is good, they can do that. But when it gets tough, somehow their mentality is not that great. I think they just kind of crumble.
Yes, because in that World Cup, we saw them again, and they lost to Germany 1-0. And then if you look at the Euro,
shadow of a side.
Exactly, and if you look at the Euro, the 2016, the final, the host nation, with all the hopes that they're going to lift the trophy, and they go and lose to Portugal.
Without Ronaldo.
Without Ronaldo in the 110th minute.
So I think it's these things which make us doubt the mentality, but let's see where they end up. I think they are going to top the group.
7th ranked in the FIFA, and I feel like they're going to do well.
Okay, now we come to the next side, Australia.
I think Australia is a good bunch. The likes of Tim Cahill, Jedinak, and the youngster.
Tim Cahill has just been around forever.
I kind of like him. Then they have Jedinak, they have Aaron Moy.
Yeah.
Premier League experience. A good bunch, but I just don't see them finishing second.
No, they've been way too inconsistent with their scores. One day they'll win 4-0, the other day they'll lose 4-0, then they'll have a draw. I'm not so sure that they'll do this that well.
I always think Australia somehow gets an easy ride because of their Oceania,
Asia,
qualifying kind of thing. They end up playing the first round against a bunch of really low-ranked countries, and then one or two serious matches, and they kind of get through.
Right.
So I think it's that which will probably let them down in that sense. So yeah, like you, I don't see them
Australia
coming second. We now come to Peru, and Peru rejuvenated by their captain and talisman Guerrero having his right band overturned. What do you think?
I consider Peru favourites, ranked 11th in the world, ahead of Denmark in fact.
That's a shocker.
And they possess that South American flair. They just know how to play their football. They have that passion. So, honestly, I would bet on them finishing ahead of Denmark in second.
So Peru, I think it's that South American flair, that unknown quantity, and somehow I think that's going to kick in once the World Cup starts.
Right.
And they've had a pretty good run of the friendlies, etc. as well.
The best form out of all the teams.
So let's see how that goes. Denmark,
their heart is Christian Eriksen, and
Eriksen is one top class player. I think one player
I absolutely love
who can walk into any world side right now.
He's
brilliant guy. Lots of respect for Eriksen, lots of respect for Schmeichel. Chip of the old block, following in his father's footsteps. Great goalkeeper.
A wonderful keeper, yeah.
But apart from that, what I feel is they've lost the flair that they had in the earlier era, in the 80s, early 90s, with the Laudrup brothers, etc. They were this fabulous, all-out attacking side,
Okay.
And now they've become this boring kind of defensive kind of setup.
And
I think that's what's kind of going to hold them back. Otherwise, with Eriksen especially, they have that talent to kind of go through. I think number 2 is going to be
Peru.
Yeah, so it's a unanimous one from the Nagpal family. France won, Peru second, That's what we think of Group C. See you for Group D soon.